Hello and welcome to episode 196 of the NZXT podcast, the official podcast of the NZXT community. This podcast is recorded live Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the official NZXT Twitch and is available to stream on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud. My name is Mike, and with me, as always, is Ivan. How are you doing, Ivan?
How it do, baby boo? Happy Friday, the first Friday in April. Also, the very last of our Case-A-Thon extravaganza going on today. We have a very special guest, but before I introduce them, want to make some quick announcements. So, announcement number one is it is April, and today is the last day of our April's Fool's Day giveaway. So, we are giving away an Elite Gaming Gear bundle for two people, so you and your favorite duo. Go to nzxt.co/ggfool. Mike, please drop the link in the chat if you can, for a chance to win. Second announcement I got going on today is for those who are in the NZXT club and are tuned in live, you will get some Poochie points for watching today's stream. So if you tune in for 15 minutes, you will get 500 Poochie points. If you tune in for 30 minutes, you will get 1,000 Poochie points. And if you tune in for the entire show, you will get 5,000 Poochie points. Last announcement before I introduce our special guest here is we are also having a giveaway for those who tune in live. So if you are tuned in live on twitch.tv/NZXT right now, type exclamation giveaway in the chat. You will get a link to a giveaway for a chance to win an NZXT case of your choosing, any case you want. And if you stick around to the end of the stream, you will get a secret word that will get you a bunch of bonus entries into the giveaway. So stick around. And that's that. Business is done. Now it's time to talk about NZXT for Business with our very special guest, Laurent. Laurent, welcome to the NZXT podcast. How are you?
Thank you. Hello, I'm doing great. What's up, chat?
Yeah, Laurent loves the chat. He's always in the chat. He's in the chat more than the NZXT chinchilla who just stopped in to say hi right now. Laurent, you've been on the show before, but for those who missed your previous appearance, tell everyone who are you? What do you do at NZXT? How did you start out working here?
Oh, that's a really good question. So my name is Laurent Goze. I am the account representative for enterprise sales. I've been with NZXT moving a little over 5 years now. My journey started here in the customer service, now customer experience department, and transitioned to where I am at today. So it's been a crazy ride, but I love the journey. I've seen the growth from not just myself, but everyone that I've worked with. So it's been great.
So you started working in customer service. How did you actually transition into enterprise sales? What was that? How did that go for you?
So, like everyone else, I was just hungry to progress in my own career. I was the lead, then turned into supervisor. But then I just saw a problem, like a little gray area within the business. So I said, hey, no one's taking care of businesses or, businesses that would reach out to us rather than going to, other websites or competitors. They would like our PCs, our products in their company. So pretty much it started off in customer service. I'd see one or two inquiries like, oh, I know this brand, and I'd take care of them myself. It's usually just how do I get a discount? It started off with a discount, but then it made sense, right? You go to Costco, you buy in bulk, and you get that savings. So the same concept with businesses. Businesses would reach out and ask for a small discount if they buy like 10, 20, 100 stuff, units, PCs, and then it turns into a relationship.
So, what's the day-to-day aspect of being the enterprise sales representative look like?
Oh, I want to say I do a lot of different things at the same time, right? Yes, in the office, everyone's like, "Oh, can you make us coffee?"
Yeah.
But outside of that, outside of that, it's more on, I get my inbound inquiries. People would reach out to a customer service team. Customer service would pretty much send us or send me the inquiry, take care of it from there. I also do the outbound inquiries, reaching out to businesses. Doesn't matter the size of the business, whether it be a small mom and pop shop to your large Fortune 500 company, just reaching out, seeing if if we can be a solution for them.
You know what's funny is you have probably the most official sounding job title in the entire company, in my opinion. Like enterprise sales account, whatever it is. Like, it sounds like super important. And then you're the only person in the office, Laurent, who has a window seat in the office. You're the only person who actually has a window next to their desk. Super important. And then yeah, you also park in Johnny's spot every morning. You're the closest parking into the office. And then you're also like the doorman, because you're the only one that has a view to the actual door. So anytime someone rings the bell here, like Laurent is the first one to
I'm the
greet
first
everyone.
one.
Yeah, he's also the one that's making everyone coffee, does a lot here.
Do too much
So
sometimes.
yeah. All right, so how does working with business clients differ from helping individual PC builders? Because I know when you were in customer service, the focus was, you're gonna help people that are building PCs or buying PCs, but now it's very different. So what's the difference like for you?
I'm not going to lie to you. It's pretty much the same thing. It's like talking to someone with a higher title between like your everyday person. It's the same concept. Instead of selling one PC, it's like selling hundreds. But now you also have to cater to their business needs, cater to their budget. Same thing as any other customer. If you have a budget for a PC, you want to just try to maximize that budget, maximize that return. But everything is just back to the foundations of customer service, building that relationship, building that rapport, just talking to them just like regular people. This is why I'm dressed like this. I'm not wearing a button-up t-shirt, a tie. I want you to be casual with me, just be yourself talking to me. The business clientels are pretty much appreciative of that. I'm just a normal person. They're not talking to a bot or an AI. They're talking to someone like me. And it's like, oh, if this guy just makes coffee in the office, or the guy that steals parking spots. But I think it's more on what I've learned in customer service that carries on to my business clients, and pretty much just being yourself. It's not any different. Sometimes I do wish I could talk to customers again, but rather than the business clients. But it's fun overall. Building relationships and then them coming back to you saying thank you, and I think that does definitely go a long way.
You're all business, Laurent. In fact, like this morning, I got to the office really early today. I got here like at 8 in the morning, and Laurent was already here, parked in Johnny's spot as usual. So I figured, Laurent's probably here, like all prep for the podcast and all that. Like he's ready to rock and roll, right? So I walk in the office, and yes, Laurent is in his, window seat there, and I see him with his headset on, and he's like talking. I'm like, oh, he must be an important meeting. So I walk in and see what he's doing. He's watching a video on about chicken, but the best chicken, but the best chicken, fast food chicken restaurants in the United States or something. So I'm like, all right, I'm glad that our enterprise sales rep here is taking care of business, watching chicken videos.
Absolutely, absolutely. Testing the audio and making sure we find out who's number one in fried chicken.
Who is number one in fried chicken?
Oh, Jollibee. Jollibee
Makes
just ranked
sense.
number one.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense. All right, so we talked a little bit about NZXT for business, and I'm gonna actually go to show the website right now.
Thank you.
Do you want to go into NZXT for business, and also like who have you worked with in the past, so that people kind of understand like, oh, this is like something way bigger than you think.
Absolutely. So everyone knows NZXT.com. You're able to purchase your PC components, your PCs, your gaming elite products. I have my headset and my microphone with me today. But NZXT for business isn't any different. I'm just catering to the business clientele. Again, it's doesn't matter the size of the company. If you're a startup or well established, I'm helping you out. So notables, I've worked with, Twitch, surprisingly, right? I've worked with a lot of companies that I've never heard of, that I would never imagine of working with. And I've worked with who else? UCI just recently, University of Irvine. So it's a lot of clientele, still building. I'm a one-man team here at Enterprise Sales, so I can't wait to see what's happening in the future. But I do hope that everyone on the next podcast, hopefully, that you guys invite me back, I can share more on who I'm working with and some more success stories.
You mentioned UCI, and I did see a picture of you on the internet speaking to UC Irvine students the other day.
Yes.
What were you telling them, Laurent?
Career path in the gaming industry. The truths. It's a tough industry to get in. One, two, just the reality that people change their majors, and people that graduate from college tend to pivot. So, for example, myself, I just real quick on that. I went to Cal State LA. I started off my career as a nursing student, and then I said, "This is not for me." Got into business, and then I stuck through it, and I graduated with a marketing degree, but I'm not using my degree. So yeah, there it is. So just the realities of life. I think college and then transitioning into the real world is a scary way to navigate through life, but I think a lot of people that mentored me, helped me get through where I'm at today, is good conversations to talk about.
So beyond selling PCs, how does NZXT for Business support companies, Laurent?
Ooh, that's tough. Just providing just the reality of what our product can bring to their businesses, even if they're not purchasing from us. I do provide consultation. I know that a lot of businesses are trying to save wherever they can, especially in these times, and just giving them the real truth of what they're buying, right? A lot of businesses don't know that a gaming PC can fit their needs. Believe it or not, these gaming PCs can do other things than game. I can open up Excel without any issues, or any lag or delay. But long term wise, I'm here to help. So people reach out to me, hey, what's a best fit for my needs? I'll do my research as much as possible, with programs that they'll use on a day to day. I know Google Chrome uses a lot of RAM, so just download some more RAM if
Yes.
possible, and we'll be the solution for you.
What type of businesses do you think benefit the most from using NZXT hardware?
Ooh, um, early on, I thought it was universities and students, being the core demographics, but it ventured out. Our products are very aesthetically pleasing to look at. And believe it or not, the architectural firms that I've worked with love our cases. I think as soon as we introduced the H9 Elite, they wanted it in their office. And these are showcase PC cases. Yes, you have a panoramic view of your case, you have the RGB lighting, even down to our smallest one, when we had the H1 a couple of years back, they wanted that, elegant look. It's very uniform when it comes down to how it's displayed in the office. Again, these are desktops, not desk bottoms, and you want to showcase these PCs and the performance and what it can do. So yeah, outside of architectural firms, I've worked with law offices. They want to have something elegant to look at on their desktops. But even it's crazy to hear that I've worked with first responders and they have our PCs.
Whoa.
I just imagine someone walking into a law office because they're in legal trouble, and then they see a RGB PC on the lawyer's desk. So they Google it, and the first thing they see is a chinchilla, and they're like, "Yeah, this is my kind of lawyer right here."
Showing an H9 right now. I'm just like, can you imagine just like going to it? You're like, oh man, I got into an accident. And you see your lawyer has an H9 with a 5090 and stuff like that. Like, that'd be insane.
I mean, it happens. I thought when I was doing who was it? It was with a nonprofit, I believe in Hawaii, and they were doing pro bono work, and he was definitely a fan of NZXT before he bought our PCs for his business, and he was like, "Yeah, I need something to do both legal work and gaming." I spent a lot of time in the office. I was like, "It's true. I mean, I do too." So I try to sneak in a couple games here and there after making coffee and parking in Johnny's spot. So
Watching chicken videos.
watching chicken videos.
So,
Very busy day.
so you kind of touched a little bit about like people in the office wanting NZXT or gaming PCs in general. I'm going to show like an office PC. Like I just looked up office PC on Google, and you see the standard black case, all encompass, kind of standard, right? Kind of boring. So what are like some advantages of using like a gaming PC compared to something like this, like the black box of office PCs?
That's a good question. When you look at these office PCs, it's a very bare bones component. You don't even get a GPU at times. And for people that use these PCs, depending on what their profession is, we've worked with graphic designers, we've worked with architectural firms, and their programs utilize a lot of resources. And you can't just use an office PC without these dedicated hardware, like RAM, your graphics card, a really good GPU or CPU, that workhorse to, do your work, right? When people reach out to me and ask me, hey, I'm using so-and-so product, it does Word, but as soon as I open Google Chrome or do some sort of important task, I spend almost half my day just waiting. I'm like, dude, what? So I asked them, hey, what programs are you using? I was like, oh, we do a lot of Photoshop or a lot of rendering. Yeah, those are graphic intensive programs. So, do you know what like your hardware you're using? Like, no. And then they would show me a picture. I'm like, yeah, you'll definitely need a graphics card in there. Believe it or not, our gaming PCs can support your needs. So just to hear that, see that, and be a true testament to that, it's definitely. I'm glad that I'm able to be a solution for a lot of my clientele.
So I know you talked about basically buying in bulk. Like the offices are probably going to need. They're not going to be like, oh, can I get like 2 or 3 PCs? They're probably asking for tens or even hundreds of PCs. Like, how does that work? Like, for most people, being like buying one PC is like a whole process by itself. How does it work buying it for outfitting a whole office or even a warehouse or stuff like that?
Oh, you cut off towards the end.
Oh, how does that work? Like for for an office and stuff like that.
Oh, got it. So I am the process, right? Customers reach out to me, I need this, and I pretty much do the rest. Magic just happens here. I have very close relations with the product team and the warehouse, so they pretty much help me get everything organized. It does take some time. Yes, you could do a few clicks, and then you'll receive your PC overnight or whatever the shipping selection is. So I'll take up to a week or 2 weeks to get something done with a customer. When orders come into the bulk, expect a pallet to be delivered. And I do all the grunt work. Whether it's starting off with a quote or building out the PCs, having that same vision, trying to understand their needs. I'm pretty much I'll do everything for them. They send me a picture of what they want to, how our PCs can fit in their environment. Usually always starts off with a case because, again, it has to be a showcase piece and then go from there. So, I do the whole end-to-end process from quote to payment to shipping to everything.
You said the magic word, Laurent, which is case, and it is the Case-A-Thon, and NZXT is, known for having some of the best cases out there. Some will say even the best. No bias here, but I am curious, Laurent, how can businesses actually customize their NZXT case, either with branding or unique designs? Like, what's that process look like?
So it does add some time on delivery. They would share with me their design and see if it's doable. Then I'll partner up with our vendor to get some quotes and get that process taken care of. But it is very doable. I think it's worth having both our cases and their branding displayed. Again, these PCs are like on top. Everyone sees these PCs, their branding, and put hand in hand. So it's like NZXT X, whatever brand that you'd like to put, right? Hopefully one day I'll work with McDonald's and have that NZXT and then the M logo.
Ooh, a Grimace Shake PC.
I would love to
Oh,
see a purple NZXT case.
So when a business reaches out, Laurent, like how do you determine which NZXT case is going to be the best fit for their needs?
So it really starts off with what they had before, or if they never had anything before, and go from there. If they have a performance thing that they want to do and achieve, then we'll look for our best performing case. If they want something that looks elegant and something nice to look at, then we'll start from the top down. If they want to reduce footprint on their desktop, so previously the H1, but even our H5 has a small footprint. But overall, since the release of H6, it's been my favorite case to share with businesses and start from there. But yeah, I think all of our cases look beautiful with RGB
All right.
or without RGB.
So you mentioned three things: size, performance, and aesthetics, right? When it comes to those are the key factors companies should consider when selecting their case slash PC. If you had to rank size, performance, and aesthetics, one, two, three, how would you do that?
Ooh, size, performance, aesthetics. I think it's more on the performance first. They want to make sure that they're able to do their day to day, followed by aesthetics, then size. It's funny because I put size on the bottom because that's something that is least talked about amongst my customers, and it's more on they already know what our cases look like just visiting our webpage and seeing the fact that we have multiple cases to choose from that would fit their needs. So I think again performance comes first, then the aesthetics and the size because I'll draft something up. I'll show them what the case would look like, how it would fit their needs, and they would ask me, hey, can we try something smaller? I was like, sure, and then we'll go from there. But again, it starts off with H6 for me, and then revolve around that.
okay. So oh wait, gosh, there's so many industries you're literally talking about. So there's like, we talked about esports with UCI. We talked about like companies that need like big processing power, probably like people that do like a lot of creative stuff, you have people that are making games and everything like that. So how are there different case needs per thing?
Mm.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, you're there. You're it looks like our video is buffering here a little bit.
Oh,
I'm not on Wi-Fi.
I think we're
I
good.
think it's Mike.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
my thing. Wherever we're good. We're good.
I think we're good.
We're good.
All right, we're good. Cool. All right. Just so to reiterate, basically, we have all these industries. We have people that are in esports like UCI. We have game development studios. You have people that probably just need something powerful, probably to handle a lot of rendering and stuff like that. How does each company have like different case needs?
Oh, dude, that's tough too. Because again, I think in terms of performance, you need airflow. When we first introduced the H510 flow, it was definitely something that we've heard the community they want airflow. We've delivered airflow, and then the H510 was that solution. Ever since we produced the H510 flow, we introduced the H5 flow, and then from the H5 flow, we introduced the flow variant cases from the H6 to H9, and definitely it starts off with the flow cases. I know myself, I use an elite case, and I do love the front glass panel with the RGB lights. But it's same thing with esports. I think with esports teams. They do love that elegance, but then it's like you want to also cater to our first responders. They don't really care so much about the aesthetics, but they do care about the performance and if it's able to run what they need to do, saving lives. So the flow cases are always going to be top tier when it comes down to providing that performance. If you don't want to choke out your GPU or your CPU for aesthetics, right? So I'm glad that we listened to our community. We were able to produce wonderful products and that look good, and perform as well. So it's all about performance. Airflow is up there.
So what is
Doesn't matter the industry.
What's the case that I know you say there's you're caring about airflow and most people choose. Do most people choose like an H5 flow, or do they go for like the aesthetics of like an H9 or H7 flow?
So it usually starts off with the H5. I personally just issue out like the H6s out. I know a couple schools that I've worked with in Florida, outfitted with all H6s, H6 flows ever since the introduction. We were ranked pretty high up, if I recall, like number one case for performance when the H6 flow was released initially. And everyone wanted it, and the demand was just so high that we had to wait for cases to become available for them. So, I mean, it was definitely worth the wait. I still have a lot of feedback from my customers. I love it. The H6 flow is one of the best cases that we've made to date. But all kudos back to the H510 and H5 flow that started it all for the businesses that I've worked with.
We should rename you. You should change your name to Floze instead of Gose. Laurent Floze.
Take it. I'll take it.
Are there any common misconceptions businesses have when they're picking a NZXT case?
Not so much. They always reference the competitor, and I completely understand. I think we've already branded ourselves in the gaming community, and to diversify ourselves to under other industries, you'll notice the fact that a certain brand is associated with a certain industry. When they come to us, they also notice, hey, we have good deals. Our prices are pretty much solid when it comes down to performance. You can see that our PCs are pretty much at industry pricing per se. If you were to purchase all these components yourselves and build it yourself, rather than having us do it, it's pretty much the same price. You save the legwork. You don't have to stress out on, did I build this correctly? Did I forget to connect my front panel connector, or what's the worst cable that you could possibly connect, and pretty much mess up something, rather than us building 100 units or 100 PCs and then shipping that out for you. It's all ready to go. But the thing is, there's not much outside of the fact that we're known in the gaming industry, and businesses automatically assume that gaming PCs are only for gaming, but they do beyond that. And I think we exceed those expectations once they get our PCs into their hands. Unboxing, the whole unboxing experience, the customer service experience, even the performance, and just the follow up. I like to follow up with customers and ask them to see how our PCs are doing. So it's a great deal.
Speaking of following up, we may have to follow up with the NZXT club members here within their Poochie points, because the stream keeps freezing. I don't know, Mike.
I have no idea what's going on.
Did you pay your Wi-Fi bill, or what's going on there? Yeah. But anyway, if you guys are having issues with the Poochie points and whatnot, just go to the club members channel on Discord, and we'll take care of you. So last week, Laurent, we had Jules from the customer service team talking about obviously customer service issues, but I am curious, how does NZXT customer support actually help out and extend to our business clients?
I mean, it all starts from the beginning, right? I think when businesses do reach out, they don't know that the NZXT for Business landing page does exist, or that even I exist. They'll reach out to our customer support team and ask them all these questions, and those inquiries get routed to me, and then I take it over from there. Outside of that, I love our customer experience team from the get-go. I mean, I started there, so I know what it's like to get the best calls to even getting the worst calls, and it does get frustrating when you can't solve a problem. But when businesses that unexpectedly receive problems or get problems with our PCs upon delivery, they're the first person that they speak with. So kudos to the customer experience team for pretty much holding it down for us. Something as simple as, hey, did you turn on the power, or is a power switch on the PSU on the I position, or did you connect your HDMI cable to your graphics card and not your motherboard? So simple questions like that, I know that they get a lot, and businesses, they're in a rush to pretty much get their business up and running and having their PCs ready to go. So it's simple things like that that our team does help support, and having these businesses have running successful PCs.
And I know you have a lot of relationships with a bunch of different businesses. Um, what kind of long-term relationships are you trying to build with NZXT for Business?
Ooh, long term wise, I
Yeah.
have a good example with UC Irvine, for example. I know that when we furnished our PCs, this was back around 2023. It's a lot of me volunteering outside my time outside of NZXT to even just come talk to students. Last week I was just there talking about career development. Um, Even prior, I was there for their welcome week. So it did bring up some good memories from being in college. But being able to support the community is, I think, the long-lasting relationship for me. Even outside of that, talking to, I don't know who else, other businesses I've worked with, where I would just do on-site visits and saying hello and just talking about everything PC gaming related and anything outside of that. So it's building relationships. It's just not a transaction. You not only you get a transaction, you get a PC, you get me. So I think it's just one of those things where it's not just hi, here's a PC, take your money, goodbye. I'm gonna be around for a while, so I'll talk to you, talk your ear off.
For those that don't know, UC Irvine is our founder and CEO's alma mater, so that's why we are the esports sponsor there. By the way, Laurent, do you know what sound an anteater makes when
Yes,
they're
I do.
eating?
Zot
Yeah,
zot zot.
there you go. So, Laurent, if a company that you're working with needs to scale up over time, how does NZXT for Business help them grow?
So same thing. I do get word of what's happening in the future. So 50 series, I knew 50 series was already going to come out. Um, when the turnover does come, I try to prepare them as much as possible. And same likewise with our team, I try to prepare our team to expect what's going to be expected coming out the quarter. So let them know, hey, we have I don't want to say new cases, but we have new products coming out. We have new graphics cards coming out pretty soon, new CPUs, and I would like for you guys to be the first to have those. So pretty much maintaining that relationship, keeping the conversations warm, talking to these customers, letting them know I'm your friend. I want to be your go-to guy when it comes down to making sure that you have the latest and greatest. So even when we launched our egg products, the elite gaming gear, I think a lot of people were looking for wireless mouses, and our friends at Discord were one of the first people that got some. So yeah.
You're talking about eggs and chickens. What else are you going to talk about? All right. So, with all these different businesses that you're working with, what's some of the feedback that you've received after they've integrated their NZXT cases into their setups?
I think what comes to mind at very top is customer service. Not only me, I know, yes, I do run and operate N60 for business by myself, but the support that the customer service team does provide is very exceptional. That's the very first thing that comes to mind when my businesses give us that feedback, followed by the product and performance. I do think that without their customer service team and then the excellent products that we produce, I think it's just another PC that you can just purchase off Best Buy or Amazon or whatever.
Costco.
Costco, yes.
You gave a lot of interesting examples of different types of businesses that you've worked with. So you got esports orgs, schools, architecture firms, law offices, like you name it. So can you give us an example of a business that has actually like improved their workflow with an NZXT PC?
Ooh, there's actually a lot. I think a lot of businesses are, um, you know, unexpectedly surprised by our PCs. I know that one of the firms that I've worked with, or the clients I've worked with, um, was able to release their product this quicker than expected because a lot of rendering happens, right? Even coding. If you guys go to McDonald's, this is a good example right here. If you guys ever gone to McDonald's, they have these kiosks, the self-service kiosks. Uh, the software that was developed on those kiosks was pretty much built on an NZXT PC. So believe it or not, you go to McDonald's and every time you touch that screen, you just know the fact that that software was built on an NZXT PC.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I
We
forgot.
should
I
we should
apologize to
get.
the company that worked with us, but yeah, they're the
We
ones
should,
that built it.
I feel like we should get some free chicken nuggies for life because of that.
I just hope that Shohei Ohtani hits another home run, and if you download the app, you'll get the free chicken nuggets.
I thought it was no, Dodgers get they have a deal with Jack in the Box, not
Oh,
McDonald's.
they're all good to me.
You get your chicken messed up, Laurent. What's one of the most unique or interesting business setups that you've helped configure besides the McDonald's kiosk?
The McDonald's kiosk was, I think, my favorite. The other ones I do am surprised about with the first responders. I've worked with a first responder in, I believe, Middle America. I'm sorry, anything after Vegas, I just don't know anymore. And then coming to New York and then Florida, but Middle America, they wanted a really good PC, price to performance, something that can last them a long time. They came to us and they were able to tell me that them being able to respond to calls quicker, you know, and being able to save lives faster is crazy to me. That the fact that our machines did that, right? That part. Who else did I work with? The forest people, people that navigate through the forests, that scale forests or mountains. They've worked with us in the past, and I think that's interesting. To hear those type of stories and letting me know. But I think every customer that I've worked with has a fantastic story. I just wish that this podcast was longer and I'd share it all with you guys.
We're here all day.
Oh, don't say
Uh,
that.
have you ever had a client come to you with a request that was just completely unexpected or ridiculous?
Oh, when they ask for uh, 2 GPUs and water cooling, I'm like, we can't do that. But they were adamant about, I still want an NZXT product. I was just like, okay, we'll start there. We'll give you a PC, but just know that you can do whatever you want once you receive it. At the end of the day, they didn't do anything to it. They were happy at the fact that we built it correctly, that the cables were managed well. They opened it up and they're like, oh wow, why would I want to touch this? It's artwork within an artwork within itself, followed by the performance. So I know kudos to all the teams that were involved in putting our products together.
Yeah, no, I
Yes,
had
they did a good
I
job.
had I think you helped make my original PC, right? And then
Yes, yes, I
I
did.
had to ruin that beautiful art because I had to transition to another case for video.
Mhm.
And I'm so sorry. I
That's fine.
ruined it. I tried my best. I tried my best to like do sub cable
Oh,
management.
his
It is
Wi-Fi's out
nowhere
again.
good. Let's see.
It's a tough duty to do, to fulfill. But luckily, if anyone gets our cases, we have one of the nicer cable managements in the back of our PCs to help you route your cables. And it's pretty much pre-routed, or front panel connectors. I built in it multiple times. The only one that really, like, I get stuck on is the front panel connector. So
Oh yeah.
read your instruction booklets, know your motherboards, and make sure you connect that, or else that your PC won't turn on, or those buttons on the front don't work.
I don't need a crash course in cable management. No. I just back panel on. That's it. Like,
set it and forget it. Out of sight, out of mind. Yep.
Like once that back panel's on, I'm like, well, at least the front looks good. The front looks actually pretty decent, so that's all that matters.
That's so funny.
We got the stream crashing. We got people telling us that the club website's timing out. It's chaos today on the internet. So, like I said, if anyone's having issues with their Poochie points, just message us on Discord. We'll take care of it. All right. So if someone, Laurent, wants to get in touch with NZXT for business, what's the best way for them to get started?
If you guys can link the landing page in chat, the NZXT for business landing page, it's hidden. It's pretty funny. It's hidden in our website. You have to actually go down to the footer, and it says NZXT for business, and that's where you'll find my contacts. There's two options. There's an email option, and then there's going to be my Twitter, or people call it X now, to reach out to me. I'm very responsive on all mediums, so send the inquiry out, and I'll take care of you from there.
We should make a short URL for that, Mike, like NZXT chicken or something. Okay. All right. Last question before we get into our rapid fire questions here. What is your favorite part, Laurent, about working with businesses and helping them find the right NZXT products?
I think this is a two-part question, really, or a two-part answer. One, building relationships is very important. I'd be truthful and honest, letting them know, if this is possible, if this is not possible, or even telling them the truth. I think a lot of people get that misconception of salespeople or salesmen or whoever it may be, that everyone is just looking out for themselves. I'm not. I'm more on the fact that, hey, if you do decide to go with us or don't go with us, I'm happy that I was able to provide some sort of a solution, or even having that conversation started. The funny thing is, people do reach back out after months, and it's like, hey, I didn't forget about you, and now I do want to work with you again. But I think building relationships is one of the best parts. But also finding the solution. The second part would be finding that solution, being able to say, I was able to find a solution for this business, is amazing. Going back to my McDonald's story, I was.
It always comes back to chicken with you.
Comes back to food. It's funny that I was able to find that solution, and being able to see our what our products was able to produce. Right, I was to say, that our PCs built or helped build the codes for this program is amazing. And then even with our nonprofits that we work with, a lot of Make-A-Wish Foundation participants or requests would come in, and I'm just happy to be able to help some kid with our PCs, being able to be that one-stop shop. Again, not only do we sell cases, we have our products, we have monitors, keyboards, mice, headsets, microphones that work efficiently. I'm using all of our NZXT products here, not just because I work here, but it's amazing. Hope I sound nice on stream. So just know the fact that it was recorded or streamed on a what's that, elite microphone. So
there you go.
Shameless plug.
Before Mike gets into the fun questions here, we do have a question in the chat from Harley Hart. That I want to ask you. So, no, I already know the answer to this. The answer is Happy Meals, because I have seen you wait in line for these Travis Scott meals and whatnot.
Oh yes.
So she's asking, what is your McDonald's order, and how many points do you have?
So our good friend Dom knows my order, and it's pretty funny. If I don't say this, then he'll get mad at me. It's usually a number one. Depending on the day, I probably do pickles or no pickles. 6-piece chicken nuggets with sweet and sour sauce, and a Dr. Pepper. So that's my usually go-to. Now I'm all big on the value meal. So buy 2 cheeseburgers, get the one for $1.
They're not even value
And
meals anymore. It's so expensive.
they're
Man.
not. Yeah, I know tariffs, but
Yeah, you should always get the pickles, and I recommend
I'm checking
the
my points right now.
little pickle in Costa Mesa. Best sandwiches in town.
Right now, I am standing at 27,446 points. I'm McRich.
Good
so,
lord.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I love that place so much. It's I'm scared
All
to
right,
see what chat says, but
all right, Mike. Let's stop talking about chicken because I'm getting hungry. Can you start asking Laurent some questions about video games?
Yeah, we'll get through the things because Xfinity apparently is having outages around my area right now. So that is my bad. But the recording is good, so you guys can catch the replay on YouTube and on SoundCloud. So that's no problem. Okay, first, rapid fire. Laurent,
oh no,
are you ready? Don't worry.
no.
We ease it in. We'll ease it in. We're gonna do the standard stuff. Like right now. What games are you playing right now?
Easy. I just played Valorant last night, but outside of Valorant, it is Destiny 2 and COD.
What is your favorite game of all time?
Ooh, oh my goodness. Oh, damn, all time. It has to be Super Mario Brothers. Any Super Mario Brothers game.
Well, how about can you narrow down to at least one or two?
The very first one on NES, the Super Mario Brothers. The very first one.
Okay.
With the collab with Duck Hunt.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. What is a game you'd recommend to everyone?
Oh man, believe it or not, the games on LinkedIn are.
LinkedIn.
I know I'm an adult now. I'm playing this game called Zip, and it's like Snake with Sudoku and stuff. I don't know. I'm old. I peaked. I've been playing these games for the last couple weeks now, so
Only
I like
only an enterprise sales account representative will be playing video games on LinkedIn.
Yes, no, try it out. I think it's nostalgic when it comes down to playing Snake on the Nokia phone, but it's been my favorite so far, and I recommend just I think if you hit peak 30s or whatever, then at least try it out. But if you're actually downloading a game, I just want to say just play Destiny. It's kind of late now, but it's a beautiful game and through and through. Forget the DLCs, forget everyone else's like stats or whatever, and just play it. I've been playing it since the first Destiny came out on PlayStation 4 a long time ago, and then now I'm like knees deep. Can't finish the game. I'm still waiting for my co-op partners to join me.
Speaking of which, would you rather only play single player or multiplayer for the rest of your life?
Oh man, multiplayer. I like to talk to people, but at times I've known I played with my Valorant friends, and they hate the fact that I'm just so good. I'm just kidding. I suck. And they would always yell at me and like, why do we have you on the team? I was like, dude, I'm here for the vibes.
Dom says, "Heal me, Sage."
He knows.
What is your guilty pleasure?
Ooh, I don't know. Fried chicken. Outside of fried chicken, I don't know.
The fried chicken.
Outside the fried chicken stuff. No, I think just playing games on like during free time. I feel guilty because then it's like there's a lot of work to be done here. If my boss is listening, I'm not playing games. I do a lot of work.
Your boss probably walks by your desk and they're like, "Oh, Laurent's on LinkedIn. Must be networking for
Networking.
Meanwhile, he's playing video games on LinkedIn. Now we know.
Yeah. So yeah, guilty. That's a real big guilty pleasure of mine. I transitioned out of playing video games so I could work more, but it's a bad habit sometimes. It's a good and bad.
What is your Jollibee's order?
Jollibee? Oh man, I think everything on that menu is pretty good. But my go-to would be the 2-piece with the Jolly spaghetti, and then you got to have the pineapple drink. Well, who's asking these questions? I feel like they know me.
What is your hidden talent?
I make coffee. I don't have any talent.
What?
I really
Yes.
don't. I really don't. I like to eat food. I don't know. It's funny because
Your hidden talent is eating food.
making food disappear. I'm a magician. Every time there's food in the office, it's gone after I don't have any talent. I'm just here. I if you think about it, I just like to see people smile, so I make other people laugh without even trying. Um, yeah, I guess that's a talent.
Okay, now we're gonna go into some would you rather's, and these are my favorite. I love would you rather questions. Would you rather never be able to have a hobby again, or never be able to enjoy food and drinks again?
Bro, you could take away the hobby. Give me my food.
Well, that's a trick question because his hobby is food.
Jokes on you. Jokes on you,
There you
Mike.
go.
But the thing is, like, people say, like, for the if you don't enjoy food and drinks, you could like be super healthy and eat like broccoli and stuff. Like you're like, oh, I don't care. I'll just eat some healthy stuff, and then I'll enjoy
Yeah.
like gaming and going on marathon, all that other stuff.
I've never finished a game, so it's okay.
Is that true?
No, I finished only a handful of games.
Would you rather wake up every morning with a Charlie horse or a brain freeze?
Remind me of Charlie Horse.
It's like that's like a leg cramp.
Oh, dude. Dang. Yeah, give me the leg cramp. I hate brain freezes. It's like me sticking my tongue in the roof of my mouth and trying to make that go away. But I enjoy cold drinks, ice cream, and everything. So I'll be fine without walking.
Would you rather have your favorite food only once every year, or have to eat it every day?
Once a year. I think you lose value over time.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't taste as good the third time, in the third week. That's why Thanksgiving happens. Thanksgiving is the once a year. You only eat it once, and I look forward to next year's festivities. But once a year, not every day. I can't eat McDonald's every day. That's so bad for you. But I mean, I love the place.
Follow-up question: what's the best Thanksgiving food?
Stuffing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yes.
That's the most simple and easy, and I think everyone oversees it. Stuffing, add a little gravy on there, and you're good.
Yes,
I think turkey's overrated. I'm just kidding, but it's still good.
No, turkey is definitely overrated. Like I'd rather eat like ham or chicken over turkey.
Yes.
How many times have we said chicken on this podcast today?
Oh, so much.
I don't know. Can we get the chicken counter?
Yeah, maybe we should make the code word chicken. But nah, it's okay.
Mike.
Would you rather live in a timeline where humanity never uses seasonings or sweeteners?
Ooh. Oh, man, I have a big sweet tooth, so no seasoning.
No seasoning?
Salt and pepper. Yeah, no seasoning. Just give me the sugar.
What?
Yeah, no, I salt and pepper is the most basic seasoning that you'll ever need, so that's fine. Fine with me.
That's rough. But I would go with seasonings because like I can cut out the sweets. I can't cut out like garlic and like pepper and like onion powder. It's too hard.
Start off with a fried egg, no salt, no pepper.
Oh.
You'll be fine. Then move on to like a steak without salt and pepper or anything else. You're gonna be okay. But follow up with an ice cream and then you'll be all right.
Okay, yeah, gotta end it on a good thing. Yeah. Would you rather have 24-hour nights or days?
Ooh, so in my previous life, I would have chosen the nights, but I think nowadays, you get older, the longer days feel nice.
Mhm.
I enjoy daytime naps. So, and it feels good because you only need like 30 minutes to 45 minutes to take a nap, and then you feel refreshed, energized. Nighttime, you just knocked out the whole time, and yes, you could still be gaming till 2 o'clock in the morning, yelling like losing or whatever. But the night, I can't do nights anymore, so now I'll do 24-hour daytimes.
Steven the Jeep says that they inject their turkey with bacon grease and then smoke it. That sounds really good,
Wait, that
actually.
sounds so good.
If we're coming over for Thanksgiving.
Wait.
Yeah.
So do you just inject it like where into the turkey like with the stuffing and then you smoke it? That sounds really good. Dang. Let's see. Oh, all right. Two more would you rathers.
We're fine. You're fine.
All right. One, would you rather be a cowboy, a samurai, or a pirate?
Oh man, they're all cool. What the hell? Cowboy, samurai, or pirate? I would choose. Man, give me samurai. I think swords are cool. I mean, two of them have swords. Cowboys have guns.
Cowboys have guns. Pirates, you can go on the sea.
Pirates, I get seasick. I can't swim either. So yeah, let me be a ninja.
Yeah. What would you rather be? Cowboy, samurai, pirate?
I think I would rather be a cowboy. Yeah.
I think most people I know say cowboy or samurai. Most people don't want to go on the seas as a pirate, and I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah, but I don't want to be a pirate because I don't want to rob from people. That's what a pirate does, right? And then a samurai, I feel like samurais are just constantly fighting. Cowboy seems like a more fun lifestyle, riding horses and cooking beans over open fire. I'm down for that.
And then, all right, this was a fun one. All right, would you rather be able to repeat a day anytime, or never have to pay taxes?
Oh, easy. Never have to pay taxes. Dude, taxes suck. To everyone listening, don't grow up. I think that's the best piece of advice I can do. Taxes as you get older, just yeah, no, not fun. But repeating a day, I think we do things in a purposeful way that we can learn from. So don't want to repeat either mistakes or successes. Just let it live in the past and not repeat it again.
I mean, if you could repeat like big events like a boxing fight or that's like true. The Super Bowl, and you could bet and you could win a bunch of money that way.
That's unethical, Mike. We're for business. Remember.
Right.
But yeah, taxes, dude. When I was a kid, I was buying these. You could buy chips for $1, but I didn't know that you needed 7 cents because of tax. I was like, dude, you just robbed me from my childhood. But back then, $1 went a long way. I was able to get like a can of soda and a small bag of chips, and I was a happy camper. But when the store said that you had to pay some 7 cents for tax, I was like, oh, I didn't know. Do you have 7 cents? That story lives on forever.
Alrighty, I think that is all the questions. Ivan, do you have anything before I go into announcements?
Yes, I just want to thank Laurent for joining us. It was a pleasure as always. I was not expecting to talk about food so much, but either way, it was a blast. So thank you, Laurent. Also, thank you to all the NZXT club members. Hey. You will get your Poochie points. If you did not get your Poochie points because things are broken today with the internet, it seems like, just messages on the club members channel on Discord and we will hand them over. So thank you, everyone.
Yes, sorry about everyone. Xfinity is having outages in my area right now. So of course, the moment that we're having outages is the most important time. Like, couldn't happen yesterday or on Wednesday. It happens today during the stream. So I mean, blame Xfinity. All right, so let me go to some announcements, and then Laurent will get some final closing, and then we'll give you guys the code for that. First of all, check out nzxc.co/Amazon or !deals in the chat. And you can save up to 38% off NZXT cases on Amazon and other things as well. The deal ends soon, so please take a look at the Amazon link so that you can get some awesome deals, because there's some good stuff right now. This is our final Case-A-Thon. So if you guys want to check out all the details of the Case-A-Thon that we just went up, go to nzxc.co/blog. You guys take a look at everything we've done for the Case-A-Thon, and it was super fun doing all this stuff and having our employees talk to you guys about the NC cases and all the stuff that you do. It's super fun. Let's see. Oh, yes, some big stuff. I don't know if NCC Chill is. Oh, yeah, NCC Chill is in the chat right now. You can sign up for the NCC Club. That's where all the Poochie points and all the Harbor Quests like updates are going on. You go nzxc.co/club or !club in the chat. Now we have NZXT stickers and chinchilla magnets. Ivan, do you have a chinchilla magnet?
Yeah, I was actually gonna get up and grab it right now.
Go grab it up. You can add NZXT Chinchilla. I don't know if you're still in the chat, but we have magnets. Like I don't know what came over Ivan, but oh yeah, there it is. He's got it. There it is. Yeah, he's in the chat. So you can slap it on your PC, you can slap it on your refrigerator. So go join our club ASAP.
By the way, I am gonna mail one to the NZXT Chinchilla.
Yes, so I mean we have to. We gotta.
Yeah.
Let's see. Follow at NZXT on all social media platforms. You can email podcast@ncc.com and let us know what you think about the Case-A-Thon or anything in general if you have any questions. Obviously, I'm going to also go ahead and link. If you guys are introduced, make sure if you guys are interested in the NZXT for business and you have any, friends, family, or even maybe co-workers or bosses that are interested in buying in bulk from us, you can go ahead and you can talk with Laurent. I mean, that's like the best thing. You don't even have to buy a PC. You can just talk with him. It's a fantastic time. So, Laurent, do you have anything you want to say before I give these guys the code?
Yeah, real quick, I want to say thank you. Congratulations on completing the Case-A-Thon, and shout outs to Jules and Kevin prior being first guest before me. This is a great show. I thank you for having me here. Again, if you guys are interested, I do want to recommend to our listeners to check out our gaming gear elite products, our elite gaming gear products. They're awesome. So check that out, and then reach out to me if you guys are looking to hopefully have our NZXT PCs in your workplace.
Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so we talked about fried chicken. We usually give the code as a pun. What we had just in case, catch a case. We had some very funny ones in the chat. Let me see if I have them. Case me outside. How about that? we had just in case. Yeah, we had some. So we decided for the final Case-A-Thon and the final giveaway of 3 winners will get a case and everything like that. For the final one, as our way of saying thank you guys for joining us during the Case-A-Thon. Thank you, Laurent, for joining us today. Talk about NCC for business. And thank you guys for joining us. And obviously, sorry for all the Xfinity outages and weird crashes and stuff like that. So sorry about that. But our way of saying thank you guys for joining us on the Case-A-Thon is to give you the best code word and the best pun. It's just case. That's it. It's just case. No pun. It's just case. So you guys put that in, and you guys get some extra entries into the giveaway, and we'll pull the winners during this week. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Laurent, for joining us as well. And tune in live on Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the official NZXT Twitch. And don't forget to listen to previous episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud. You got any questions for us, send an email to podcast@nzxc.com or tag @nzxc on social media platforms. If you guys have any issues with your club rewards, just go to the club #club-members channel on our Discord. We'll help you out with that. That's my fault for crashing. But thank you guys, and have a good weekend. Thank you, Laurent, for joining us.
Bye. Thank you.
Hello?
Jeez.